Chestnuts are one of the most popular nuts, especially in the cold season. With a rich, fatty, slightly sweet flavor and a characteristic aroma, chestnuts are often used to roast, boil, or make many attractive cakes and snacks. Not only delicious, chestnuts also contain many nutrients that are good for health, such as vitamin C, potassium, and fiber, helping to provide energy and support digestion. However, there is one thing that almost everyone encounters: peeling chestnuts. After boiling or roasting, the hard outer shell and the thin membrane inside often stick tightly to the kernel, making it difficult and time-consuming to peel the shell. Many people who peel it carelessly break the nut or crush the soft kernel inside. Therefore, today I will share a very simple tip to help you peel the chestnuts quickly, neatly, and cleanly, while still keeping the golden, beautiful kernel intact. Before peeling, the first and most important thing is to clean the chestnuts. Put all the chestnuts in a large basin and fill it with water to cover the chestnuts. You will see each shiny brown chestnut gradually absorb water, sink to the bottom of the basin. That is a sign that the chestnuts are firm, delicious, and fresh. Then, add a teaspoon of white salt to the basin and stir gently with your hand until the salt is completely dissolved in the water. This amount of salt will help remove dirt and natural oils on the outside of the shell, while softening the hard shell, making the peeling process easier later. Soak the chestnuts in diluted salt water for about 3 to 5 minutes, just enough for the salt to take effect without making the chestnuts salty. When enough time has passed, use a basket to scoop the chestnuts out and transfer them to another basin of clean water. Continue to wash thoroughly by stirring with your hand in the water to remove any remaining salt. If you pay close attention, you will see that the first wash is a bit cloudy, but the second wash is clearer. That's when the chestnuts are completely clean. Finally, take the chestnuts out and put them in a basket to drain naturally. When you touch them, you will feel that the shell is smoother and brighter, the surface is dry, and there is no longer a rough feeling. After the chestnuts have been washed and drained, we will proceed to the next step, drying the chestnuts. Prepare a soft, clean, and dry towel. Place all the chestnuts in the middle of the towel, then gently gather the two edges of the towel together, like a small bag. Use both hands to rotate and rub gently to dry the surface of each seed. The soft towel will help absorb all the remaining water, and at the same time, lightly polish the seed shell, helping the seed to become dry, clean, and beautiful without scratches. Prepare a plastic cable tie, the type commonly used to secure electrical wires or small objects. Tie the two ends of the wire together, forming a circle just enough to hold the chestnuts in place. Adjust the size of the ring so that it is not too tight nor too loose, just enough so that the chestnuts do not slip when handling. Place a chestnut in the middle of the cable loop. Use one hand to hold the end of the wire tightly, and the other hand to hold the knife. Use a knife to gently cut across, plus on the top of the chestnut. Thanks to the cable holding it in place, the chestnut will not roll or slip, making the shelling safe, quick, and still ensuring aesthetics. When the knife blade lightly touches the shell, you will hear the characteristic crisp crack of the dry shell. That is the sign that the nut has been cut to the right depth. The plastic rope has a slight elasticity, helping to reduce the impact force between the knife and the cutting board surface, avoiding knife slippage, a small but extremely safe tip for those who are new to the job. Not only that, fixing the nut also helps the incision to have a moderate depth, making the outer shell easy to crack when baking or boiling, making peeling later much faster. Continue doing this in turn until all the chestnuts are cut. This method not only saves you time, but also prevents the knife from slipping and causing danger to your hands. A very useful tip in the kitchen, especially for those who often have difficulty cutting chestnuts. After the shell is cut, we will move on to the roasting stage of the chestnuts. First, prepare a piece of clean aluminum foil, place it on a flat table, and place the skinned chestnuts on top. Next, use a spoon to brush a thin layer of unsalted butter on the surface of the chestnuts. This layer of butter not only helps the chestnuts have a rich, fatty aroma, but also helps the outer shell to be shiny and not dry when baked. Once finished, gently wrap the aluminum foil tightly, roll it into a ball, or fold the edges tightly so that the heat is kept evenly inside. Then, put the chestnut package in the air fryer, set the temperature to 180 degrees Celsius, and bake for about 35 minutes. During the baking process, you will hear small, crispy cracking sounds. That is when the shell begins to separate, revealing the golden core inside. The aroma of the chestnuts mixed with butter spreads throughout the kitchen, bringing a warm, pleasant feeling. When the time is up, open the pot and take the chestnuts out. Using your hands or tongs, try peeling off a few seeds. The outer shell will easily separate. The inside will be soft, golden, and give off a sweet aroma. This is when you will most clearly feel the characteristic rich, warm, fatty flavor of roasted chestnuts. Chestnut cutting tip number 2. Easy for beginners. First, hold a chestnut in your hand with the round part of the nut facing up. Instead of using the tip of a sharp knife to cut it, which can easily slip and be dangerous, we will use the square part at the bottom of the blade, gently cutting the chestnut's protruding part in half. During the cutting process, you should work slowly and evenly. Each chestnut has a different protruding part, so observe carefully and choose the highest point to cut. Using the square part at the bottom of the blade will help distribute the force evenly, preventing the knife from slipping or cracking the inside. Once you have finished cutting, put all the chestnuts in a pot of boiling water. Simmer over medium heat for about 15 to 20 minutes. Enough time for the shell to soften and start to separate from the inside. While boiling, you will see the water gradually turn light yellow and the characteristic aroma of chestnuts spread throughout the kitchen. When the time is up, use a slotted spoon to scoop the chestnuts out to drain. At this point, the part we just cut in half will gently separate, revealing the golden kernel inside. Just gently separate with your hand. The shell will peel off easily without using a knife or any other supporting tools. This is an extremely useful tip for those who are new to chestnuts. It is safe, keeps the beautiful shape of the kernel, and saves time when peeling. I used to be very shy when it came to peeling chestnuts, but since I learned this method, everything has become surprisingly easy. If you have ever had the same difficulty as me, try this trick once. You will be surprised by the results. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to leave a comment to share your feelings.